have hit like 9 in a game.
Yeah,
it was wild.
Yeah.
Now that brings me to my story I wanted to talk about for baseball. Reports have come out. So Snitker, the manager for the Braves, didn't play Ronald Acuna in one game, I think a few days ago. And the reports are coming out that Ronald Acuna is upset with Brian Snitker. They're not quite seeing eye to eye. And I know you're sitting there and you're shaking your head, Terry, but at the same time,
how long's your contract?
You got a guy that's 100. Well, that's my point. You got a guy on the cheap, like $150 million for 10 years, and he's upset with the manager. If that's the case, I'm moving the manager. Managers today, outside of maybe pitching changes, are not as important like how NBA coaches are.
I don't know. That's pretty. That's giving that player a lot of leverage. Well, the player's upset with the manager. Let's fire the manager.
I would move Snitker. I would, because you've got probably the second or third best player under 25 in Major League Baseball.
I agree.
And there would be, think about it. There's blood in the water right now. They say, oh, he's maybe a little bit upset. You mean to tell me the struggling Yankees wouldn't make a phone call right now saying, listen,
I'll give you such.
We'll give you such. Absolutely, because
you
can get him on the cheap.
A locker room who's all messed up than a locker room who is okay, we're for each other. I mean, just on account of one guy does not like the manager.
Well,
he brings that back to the locker room.
Listen, I would have to get what I think needs to happen, and I'm not saying this has to be done right now. I need to have more information on what's the problem. Is it maybe, I don't know, maybe Acuna thinks Snitker's a little too old school and won't let him celebrate sometimes. Maybe he's not letting him be himself. Maybe Snitker thinks that Ronald Acuna is a little immature at times because of his age and he's trying to, teach him a lesson. I don't know what the story is. But if you're asking me, a fan, and I've already seen other fans on Twitter and on Facebook say this too about this story. If you're asking me, the fan, to choose between the two, I'm choosing Acuna all day. I'm sorry, Snitker, but that's just how it is. The game is driven right now by your players and your stars, okay? And especially your young stars that you have on the cheap and you're not worried about losing the next year or two to the Yankees or the Dodgers, whoever want to pay him all that money. Like that, right? Like they have a good core right now of young players that are very good on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. I'm not talking pitching.
And
I just want to hold on to them.
I agree with you as far as getting rid of him. It'd be easy.
Yes.
Acuna. It would be easy because I'm not going to have to give up that much for him to get him. Right. I understand every bit of that, but I still think the manager runs the team. We have got now where players think they're better than the manager, and I'm going to dictate what he does with me. And do you not think Major League Baseball and all sports are going in the wrong direction? That's why that guy has that job. I am like this weekend, I'm your father. You have got to listen to when I tell you something. You're going to mess up. You are young, and I've been around this league for 30 years, 40 years. And now you are in my league. You just arising. You're 20-some years old, but you're telling me what I need to do. I mean, it does not work like that.
It's a weird time now for baseball and really other sports. Of course, I'm all for player empowerment. I mean, it's okay for the player to have a voice at times.
I agree with that.
It's just
having a voice and having the power to make decisions is two different things.
It's tough. It's like a tough line to try and keep equal. Like the equilibrium. You don't want to go too far on one side, too far on the other side, or else one side's going to be angry, one side's not going to be angry. It's tough keeping that out of the players' minds, especially your star players. Like Terry, I'll give you the example here is Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he thinks he should have a little bit more say. Maybe that.
Putting it lightly.
Yeah,
No,
I'm just trying to put it lightly
because
trust me, after our next break, I will let Terry absolutely unleash.
Well, I'm not really. I just want to know.
It's okay, Terry. Don't worry. I'll let you. Don't worry. I know it's absolutely burning a hole in your pocket, and you got to just get it out and put it on the table. It's a weird time for sports when it comes to team player relations.
I wouldn't even call it a weird time. I would just say it's evolved to this. It's not
there
going back.
You go.
If this was a weird time, that would imply it's going back.
Okay.
It's
not.
You're right. I don't think
it's
continuing.
This is just an evolution. This is just an evolution of what we've seen.
Well,
but you see it. You see it at all levels. I've had talking to high school coaches. It's like I was like, I asked, how's it going, coach? Terrible. This Johnny. Johnny, I would have kicked him off the team 20 years ago. I'd have kicked him off the team, but I can't now. Now he missed 3 practices, no call, no show. Shows back up. We have a team vote to see whether he's going to stay on the team or not.
Yeah.
You didn't do that 20 years ago. 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Young man, you didn't show up for practice 3 days, no call, no show, no nothing.
I'm sorry, the best for
I
you.
need your stuff. I need your uniform. And now you can't because now, let me go see what the other players think. It's like
you don't want to create a rift.
That
was my best friend, and you just cut him. How dare you?
Well, the Aaron Rodgers deal bothers me every time I flip on the television. They're showing him about what he wants to do, and I'm so tired of hearing it. You are at Green Bay. You won 1 Super Bowl, buddy. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, okay, we'll do it now. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but you when you get to championship games, you're 1-4. You've lost more than when we got there last year, and people want to say, "Oh, it wasn't on him." I don't even go there because when they was playing in the playoff last year and they got knocked out, the 3 last plays they run, the ball was in Rodgers' hands every time, and he did something wrong every time. So it's not about him, and it's not about you sitting over here. This ought to be done for me. That Green Bay is owned by the people up there. It's not owned by it's not owned by anybody else. Yeah, does Green Bay want him to stay? Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, you sit here and tell me where else are you going to go that they're going to be better than Green Bay? Nowhere. There's nowhere you can go.
You know what they're showing on TV? They're showing Jordan Love doing all these drills. They're showing
they are. They're giving him all.
They gotta try and keep
I just think
good PR. They got to keep a good face.
I don't like what Aaron Rodgers is doing, but at the same time, Jordan Love is not Aaron Rodgers.
No, he's not.
This just goes
but he's
back.
not going to be any better anywhere else he goes.
This just goes back. Every sport is like this now. The guy's unhappy. He's going to hold out. He's got 1 or 2 places in his mind that he wants to go play at because he might work out with the guys in the offseason.
Aaron Rodgers could come to Dallas and us give them Dak. Dallas will win 10 games. That's what you're going to do.
I think you're going to win 10 games with Dak anyway.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's going to make no difference wherever he goes.
I don't know. It is. There you go, Tom. It's evolved.
It's just evolved.
The times have evolved with players and organizational relations. And I can't sit here and say it is for the good or for the bad. It's just evolved, and we're just going to have to see how it plays out from here. The question is, will the organizations ever try and one up and try and get their power back? I don't want to call it power, but they're like how they run, how they do business back.
Would you not?
Eventually, I would try. Eventually, I would try. Owner, general manager, I would have to try and and I don't want to make it sound like I'm putting the players down, but a business is a business. I can't go into my place of work now and try and do what my CEO does. I can't do it, okay? Because he'll look at me and remind me, pecking order, I'm here and I make these decisions. And me, obviously being a new hire, I do what I do. I do what I do.
It doesn't work that way.
And it doesn't work that way. Not anymore. No. Not anymore. They could look at that and say, well, you're putting me down. You're not letting me express myself and however else they want to word it. But at the same time, it's like, no, it's business. Like this is how the business works. And the same thing with baseball, basketball, football is we have a front office for a reason. They do the business aspect. They do the transactions to try and help the benefit of the team. And if that just so happens to be that they're going to ship, I'll throw it out there, Zion to Detroit because Detroit offered them the best package out of anybody, then they have to do what they have to do for the betterment of the team. I don't know. It's evolved. We'll see if it ever goes back with the separation of player and the front office because it seems like they've kind of merged now. That it has, or that the player kind of has a step above and can hold out over the front office and be like, well, I'm going to kind of force you to do this or else I'm going to do mine.
And we got a lot of players wanting to do that.
Yep. All right. When we come back from the break, Terry, we will go deeper into the NFL and mini camps and players that are missing, players that are showing up, what we look forward to this NFL season coming up. I cannot remember how many days away from preseason we are. They cut it down from 4 to 3, so that's coming back up after the break. You are listening to Saturday Morning Sports Talk here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Question: where do you buy a used car with a lifetime warranty? The answer is Friendship in Forest City. Friendship has a lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. That's Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City.